Hey everybody, we're going to do some practice with slope together. Sometimes just looking at the key doesn't make it make any more sense. So we just talked about how to find the slope using the formula and on the graph. So let's practice with that together. So our formula, remember, is y minus y over x minus x. So you have 2 points. Here's your x and your y. Here's your x and your y. So when you're doing this, you want to subtract the y's first, and it doesn't matter which point you start with. So if I do -1 minus 6, all right, so I did -1 minus 6, then I would have, since I started with -1, I'm going to have to start with 5 minus -4. So again, it's y minus y, so -1 minus 6, and then 5 minus -4. This is extremely important when you get to geometry and applied geometry next year. So it's really important that you understand how to easily find the slope. So don't just, let this video play and copy down the answers. Make sure you're trying these right along with me. All right, so -1 minus 6 is -7. 5 minus -4 is 9. That can't be simplified, so there's your slope. If you went the other way with it, so instead of doing -1 minus 6, what if we went the other way? If we did 6 minus -1, and then we did, since I did 6 first, I'd have to do -4 minus 5. So here we'd get 6 minus -1 is the same as 6 plus 1, so 7 over -9, and those are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which order you go with. All right, the next one. So here's our x, here's our y, x, y. So again, it might help to write this down a couple times, y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to do -3 minus -3. And then I'm going to do -1 minus 7. Again, order doesn't matter. You'd see you get the same thing. All right, -3 essentially plus 3 is 0 over -8. And if, we saw a 0 one come up in the notes and we got error, but with this one, the zero's in the top. So if I do 0 divided by -8, it's just plain old 0. So your slope is 0. Whereas the one we did in the notes, let me just scoot up to it real quick. When the zero's on the bottom, you can't divide by 0. So there's no slope. Okay. One more like this, and then we'll focus on the graph. So again, x then y, x then y. So I'm going to do y minus y on the top, then x minus x on the bottom. You do have to memorize this formula. All right, so -2 minus 8, and then -5 minus -5. Oh, we got the minus and the negative again. If you don't like putting the two signs next to each other like that, you can put a negative in parentheses. All right, so we get -10 over 0. It's not 0. Remember, if you divide something, -10 divided by 0, that's the error. That's the undefined. So there's no slope. It's impossible. All right, so don't just assume if there's a 0, it's 0. All right, I think it's a lot faster with the graph, so let's try this. Remember, rise or fall if it's negative over run. So figure out how far up or down you're going to go, and then how far over from point to point. Now this one, it's a horizontal line. I can make it into a z for 0. So my slope, oops, I guess we can write it down below. Your slope is 0 because it's not going up or down. It's just going over 1. But with the horizontal and vertical, I just like the z and n trick. All right, the next one is showing a positive line, right? You're going up from left to right. So just take the 2 points they gave you and figure out how far up and over. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 3. And again, it's 4 over 3. You went over 3 and you're writing over 3, not the other way around. All right, the next one, you're going down to or up to, however you want to look at it, over 0. That's undefined, but again, look, you can change it into an n for no slope. Or undefined slope. All right, go to the next page. A little bit more practice with these graphs. All right, here I'm seeing a decrease. It's going down from left to right. So I know it's negative. Well, how far down? We're going down 2 over 2, down 2 over 2, down 2 over 2. So it's negative 2 over 2. And that, if you divide it, negative 2 divided by 2 is just plain old negative 1. And you would see if you go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, you'd be on the line as well. All right, next slope is going up, so that's positive. How far up? We're going up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So again, it's 1 over 2, so that over 2 goes on the bottom. All right, next one might be kind of hard to count, but here's your 2 points. It's negative because we're going down from left to right. How far? I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's negative 5 over 4. There's your slope. All right, last 3 here. All right, with this, it doesn't matter which ones you go with. Up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3. So it's 2 over 3. This next one, let's just grab these 2 points. Down 2 over 2, down 2 over 2. So it's negative 2 over 2, which simplifies to negative 1. So that means if you go down 1 over 1, you're still on the line. Down 1 over 1, still on the line. Okay, so simplify that too. All right, last slope is positive. We're going up. We're going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So it's 2 over 1. What's 2 divided by 1? Plain old 2. You can write it either way. All right, so if you have further questions with slope, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Have a great day.